Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for a new AFSIA interview with industry experts, as usual. Today, I'm very pleased to be joined by Georg Pflömn, a familiar face in the East African renewable energy industry. But for those of you who might not know him yet, Georg, thank you so much for joining us today. Can you please tell our listeners a little bit more about you and about the work you do?
Okay, sure. Thank you so much for having me. As you had mentioned, my name is Georg Pflömn, and I'm a project manager for renewable energy at the delegation of German industry and commerce for Eastern Africa, which is a complicated name but basically means Chamber of Commerce. I've been in Kenya for 7 years thereabouts, so it's been quite a while, and I've been working with AHK now for around 3.5 years. It's also been quite some time. What we do as the delegation of German industry and commerce is to connect German and East African businesses. We do that across all different economic sectors, but personally I'm working on renewable energy. I'm mostly connecting German companies with potential East African partners, potential East African customers to make sure that we have more connections between German and East African enterprises.
Yeah, and as you have mentioned, the German Chamber of Commerce, many people also know it under the acronym AHK, correct? Which is the German.
It's the German abbreviation Außenhandelskammer. So we go with different names.
Yes. And so the chamber does provide supports to many different industries, and you personally, you focus on renewable energy. Can you tell us a little bit more about how do you go about supporting those companies in the specific fields, both from Germany and across East Africa?
Our goal is, as I mentioned, to connect German and East African companies, but also to raise the awareness in Germany about the potential of East Africa, and especially in the renewable energy sector, because there's a lot of potential in East Africa to grow renewable energy, grow energy efficiency, work on battery storage, and so on. But there are many German companies which are not yet so aware of it. So one of our jobs is to create that awareness in Germany about the potential of East Africa. We do that through market studies. From time to time, we have some events in Germany, and we have webinars, so informing German companies about the situation on the ground, the potential, but of course also the challenges. And then when we have a German company which is indeed interested in an East African country, we support them in their market entry or in their business development. So, for example, if it's a German company selling inverters and they don't really know how to start, we can provide them some information on possible strategies, how business development could be enhanced, and we can connect them with potential partners, because of course it's very important to have strong partners on the ground. We can help them in organizing events, basically whatever they need to move forward in their market entry and business development. And then we also work together with the German companies which are already active on the ground. So there are quite a number of German solar companies, but also other companies in the renewable sector which are either active in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda. And so from time to time they need a bit of support, be it in political lobbying, be it in connections, be it in organizing events. So we're also happy to support the companies which are active on the ground.
And what about the East African companies? Can you also provide support to them? Are they also allowed to reach out to you for some services?
Yes, definitely. It also goes the other way around. And the renewable sector, it's mostly if there's an East African company which requires a specific kind of service or a specific kind of product, and they suspect there might be a German company which is able to offer that product or that service, then we are happy to be contacted. We have a database of the different German companies which are interested in East Africa and the kind of equipment and services they provide. So we can check our database and check whether we have a company which is offering the product or service the East African company is looking for, and we're happy to do the connection.
Very good. And I understand you work on different topics. There's different kinds of services that you are providing to all these companies. Can you tell us? Can you give us one example of like an exciting program that you are working on now or about to launch? Just to be more specific about the kind of solutions that you bring to these companies.
So I think one exciting project we're working on is Intersolar Africa, which is a trade fair and exhibition on solar PV, energy storage, energy management, and electric mobility. It's part of the global Intersolar event series. There's a German company called Solar Promotion, which is responsible for all the global events. But as AHK Eastern Africa, we are the East African partner regarding the organization of Intersolar Africa, which is happening in Nairobi, Kenya.
Yeah.
And we are supporting solar promotion with all different kinds of items which are easier to be done from the ground. We'll have Intersolar Africa on the 3rd and 4th of February 2025 in Nairobi. So it's quite soon and we are quite excited already.
Absolutely, and we will as well be there. And it's very exciting to have such a strong brand that is as Intersolar to start looking at Africa. And as a matter of fact, this is a very good introduction for my next question. We can all feel that solar in Africa is really booming right now, thanks to storage, but we see really like a lot of activity on the ground. Things are progressing very well. At the same time, not everything is perfect yet. Do you have that one thing that you would like to change? If you could change anything in our industry, what would that thing be to create a better, a more robust solar industry in Africa?
Okay, I think I would answer with two things. Firstly, from the perspective of the German Chamber, one thing I would appreciate is if more German companies are aware of the huge potential which the East African renewable sectors have. There are some German companies which I believe could come in the markets quite well, could offer solutions, services which are in quite high demand, but they are not aware of that demand. So one thing from the HK perspective is to have a few more German companies active on the ground, and then more from a sectoral perspective, a topic which is quite dear to me is energy storage, particularly batteries. I think there's a lot of potential to boost battery ancillary services in general, which are necessary to solar. A lot of stuff for the solar PV, a lot has been happening, but due to the intermittent nature, I think we need to work more on the battery side to even out the intermittency. And I think in theory the technology is available. Now we need to work on the legal frameworks and the implementation of systems.
Thank you very much for joining us and for sharing some insights and information about the work that you and AHK do to support solar development across East Africa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John.